Hi Pisces, here's a general look at your solar chart for June 2014, and it feels quite home-based. It's about family for some of you. It's also about being more introspective, you know, being more private, which is one of your things, Pisces. So, but there's going to be some laughs along the way, and there's going to be a fair amount of social interaction as well, but it'll feel probably that you are within the castle walls, or at least you're kind of within a certain locality. So maybe you're finding out new things within exploring a locality if you're not at home, or maybe you're having visitors and they're exploring it. So there's this feeling of like social interaction, but there's also this feeling of within the tribe, within the family, within the community, that kind of vibe with it. And in some respects, as I say, your gaze will be more inwards, and you may be pondering things more. You will be harking back to the past. You'll be thinking about history, tradition, that kind of thing. It could be like that, and really you are in closer touch with your intuition at this time, but also just a little bit closer to the surface. Your emotions will be just a bit closer to the surface as well. But you could feel a bit nostalgic and sentimental at times. And now, until the 17th, Mercury is in a very innovative sector. It's kind of fun, it's kind of playful, entertaining even, creative. Your creative juices could be flowing. It's very much about your inner child, but it is also to do with children, young ones, children, and you can enjoy playing with them, or indeed being playful yourself, being speculative, maybe, you know, wondering about potential in some way, feeling in the mood to take a gamble or a risk on something perhaps, you know. But trickster energy is quite strong at this time, so just watch your step. And also, this is the area of romance, so you could maybe feel center stage because of a romantic attraction and admiring glances coming your way, or indeed it might be that you feel a bit center stage and under the spotlight for another kind of a reason, because there is you know, other kind of interactions going on. But it is quite a fun area, this one. It's quite enjoyable and entertaining potentially, and it's to do with leisure pursuits as well. However, I have to say that from the end of the first week, Mercury will be going backwards, so it's in retrograde, so therefore it may mean that you've got to be a little bit slower with things. There'll be more delays, you've got to be more thorough, got to work a little bit harder there in this quite playful area. Also, Venus, for most of the month, Venus is in a very sociable sector of your chart. It's great for relationships with siblings or soul brothers and sisters. You could find yourself in daily encounters which are just fun, entertaining, or in environments which are appealing and attractive. It could be like that, even exotic. Some of you could be in exchanges with others who tend to appreciate your articulacy, your language skill, your people skills, your self-expression. Also vice versa, you could also be in situations where you're very much appreciating somebody else's ability to utter, to verbalize, articulate in whatever way they're doing it. From a baby's gurgle to, you know, the sound of dolphins or whales, to a very, very complicated language. HTML would be, but a very complicated language like Chinese or something like that for a Westerner. And this transit could bring, but there's something about it that you appreciate, that you really rate. So it could be musical, it could be artistic as well. It could be, you know, imaginative, either from you or coming to you, you see. And this transit can also support, it underpins very supportive relations with others, actually. Now, if you were in a negotiation type situation, you could land yourself a bargain with this one, because, again, your ability to speak or to interact, it has more fluency with it, it's got more flow with it. And as I say, you could get yourself a good deal because you can be very persuasive. Now, but Mercury is going retrograde, so Mercury retrogrades right back into Gemini, which is at the root of your chart, again underpinning the position of the Sun from the beginning of the month to do revolving around the home patch, the family, or if you're not on the home patch, then some kind of locality, some kind of sort of HQ that you're getting to know, maybe a space inside, outside. There will be just a certain focus of attention on that. There could be communications with parents as well. This feeling of this parental energy coming in quite strongly, actually, over June, the whole of June. And also, I don't expect the two things go together, do they? But feelings could be a bit touchy, a bit sort of tense, a bit under the surface, you know. And it tends to be, whatever's going on, it tends to be a very mentally busy time. Visitors, or you being the visitor, or toing and froing in and around the base of operations. Or if it's not like that, it will be you working from the base of operations, either how I'm doing here now in this kind of a way, or, you know, just doing lots in a tucked away sort of a way at home. And then from the 24th, the last week, Venus is beaming her friendly, warm rays right into the root of your chart, meaning that that's a great place for everybody to meet up, and or somewhere nearby is a great place, or maybe not so nearby, but you'd go to somewhere where it's a great place where you'll get together. It's also a great time for decorating, embellishing, you know, making things more beautiful. And again, you feeling a bit nostalgic, perhaps thinking about the past. But Venus tends to, in that last week, bring more equilibrium to family matters, property matters, your feelings, your emotions, your intuitions, and just routines, you know, what's going on, you know, on a daily basis. And yeah, and there could be a new arrival for some of you, but inwardly you could feel more balanced and aligned. Just a little caveat, in the around about the 12th, it is the 12th, we get Venus going over Saturn on that day. Try not to schedule anything to do with money or entertainment on that day. Just it's a day really for sort of minding your own business a bit and tucking yourself away, or maybe getting your head down and doing some job you need to do, because that's the nature of Saturn, I'm afraid. If you had planned a day out on that Saturn day, there might be a little bit of a glitch, which could be a bit of a downer, so it's best not to. And then the better time to plan a day out would be the 16th and 17th, when Venus is going over Jupiter, because that's a very expansive, fun sort of energy, even romantic kind of energy as well. Now, Saturn, until late year, Saturn is in a supportive aspect with your sign, and there are generally some deeper insights bubbling up to you about what your, it's kind of paring things down, as Saturn does. Saturn is Saturn's habit is to cut out the fluff, you know, get to the point. And this one here, you will be feeling like that, feeling maybe something about communications is a task that you have to do, a schedule that you've got to keep to in some way. It can be like that, or it can be about travel. Maybe it was a task and a schedule you've got to keep to. You are taking more seriously wider communications, whether it's publishing, working over the internet, literature, higher education, legal matters, and long distance connections. All of those you're having to take more seriously. There's something more routine about those sorts of things, and a new understanding of what you hold in the highest regard, what your beliefs are, what your ideals are. They're getting sort of cut down to size a little bit now, and things are becoming more real to you. It's not so pie in the sky and wifty wafty. It's not head in the clouds time with this one here, and you may become quite respected for your knowledge, quite respected for your wisdom, your style of communicating. But this is gradual, like chipping a shape out of a stone. And you could be studying quite hard during this transit. You could be having maybe a very good teaching or teacher around, and you're on a learning curve, but it means work. And sometimes you don't get the input, or you don't feel as though you're getting the input from that teacher or from that study that you really would like. And that is to make you reach more off your own bat into an area where you can get what you feel you need with this knowledge, this teaching, or indeed if you're not coming across quite in the way that you'd like to, then working harder to be more fluent, to be more articulate, to be more appealing in some way. And you Pisceans born in the second decade of Pisces, or with 16 to 19 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Saturn is in your solar chart areas, is in a very deep area for you. You know, something can have been bugging you. Yes, so there might have been something bugging you, which you've kept quite stum about, you've kept quite secret about, you've kept close to your chest. It can be working like that. Or it might be that you are having quite an influence on a certain group of people. You are there for others in crisis or trauma, or who are going through life changes in general. It can be like that as well, but you have to realize that you yourself need somebody to offload onto. You really do at this time, Pisces. Now, this is a sector of your solar chart which is actually designed to clear the deck for new beginnings. So that's why I said that, because it's better out than in other words, you know. Whatever it is that worries you, bugs you, you need to get straight, you need to get sorted as best you can, so that when Mars leaves that sector there, you will be in good shape for the next very, very different, very, very sort of outgoing extrovert sector. So this is deep stuff in here, and it's to do with the occult, it's to do with psychism, it's to do with clairvoyance, it's to do with beyond the veil. It's also to do with taboo subjects, taboo areas. It's to do with sexuality. It's to do with, you know, oh, we don't talk about that, you know. It's the sort of favorite I'm in denial area. So you're in it and you want to get to the truth of it, whatever it's about to you. You want to drill right down, and you do need to have a confidant. You absolutely do with Mars here, because of the position of Pluto. And Pluto, you know, is a planet of evolving you, and you are transitioning slowly with this, but you got maybe some inner pressure sometimes. So you need to be able to relieve that inner pressure, put the cards on the table with a select few, or maybe just one person. And it's a great time to work therapeutically with one person, because you are more likely to be needed by others to work therapeutically with them, you see. So even if you don't call it therapeutic, it's just kind of, you're there with the making the right noises or with the right kind of presence, you know, as often as you can. It might also be that you are working with material which is, you know, you're using your imagination, working with different types of material, and touching into some deeper stuff that way. And you Pisceans born in the end of the first and the beginning of the second decanate, or 18 to 17 degrees rising, actually not the beginning of the second, it's the second decanate, rising, will feel this energy the most this month. Now Mars is in hard aspect to Pluto. Sorry, just trying to see something. Just the time. And it just means that friends or associates, business contacts can kind of put problems, you know, on your table, bring them to your door, and you need to get more control over well, really your boundaries, but also over maybe a joint property or financial situation which involves a contract or agreement. It's not the best time to fly by the seat of your pants or be speculative, and remember to protect your boundaries and keep that escape activity private. So you need an escape activity, Pisces, and it's got to be private. You know, some way that you can get away. And you know, the financial situation, the property situation is very likely to be on your mind. Now, until July, Jupiter, planet of potential abundance, is going to be very much positively influencing your sun sign. This is a great time for you to be feeling just more appreciated. It's quite a self-indulgent energy, really, but it's also to do with young ones, children. It puts you center stage at times. It's a very long transit. It started last July, but also all eyes could be not only on you, but all eyes could be on whoever it is, whether this is to do with children or a pet or a project, or something that you are, something enterprising that you are sort of investing in, whether it's money or your time or your skill or whatever. And you may go through and you may go through access to activities where you can feel empowered and shine in your own unique way. I meant grow through, not go through. And you Pisceans born in the beginning of this second decanate, or rather the second decanate, this decanate thing, but I'll get my head around it. You're going to be feeling the energy most. That's 19 to 17 degrees, 27 degrees rising. And Neptune's in your sign, as you may or may not know, and you Pisceans born in the first decanate, or with 6 to 8 degrees rising, there we go. And you know, your thing sometimes is just to be the prop for others to lean on, and indeed, you know, there's nothing new here, but you have to try to preserve your own style, your own path, your own belief, your own, you know, opinion or whatever, your own plan, at the same time as facilitating another, enabling another, and separating the needy from the greedy. You know, whatever is really worth your attention, and if you do that, and if you do that, all will be well, and all the lovely other Neptune things come out, like wonderful imagination and amazing, wondrous activities and experiences can be coming in the wake of this Neptune transit through your sign. And that's it for June. If you know your rising sign and your moon sign, listen to those. And also, if you want to check anything, this is all written up on my website, so you can see it there. And I will see you the next time.